this was a pretty simple trade that we did, which made us 55% profits. It was also decently easy for most people to get into and exit out of. We didn't catch the whole move, but let's get into this trade just so you can see what we were looking at and what we did. So we ended up trading SPY 410 or 510 puts, so SPY. What we were looking for is in pre-market, we were kind of seeing this drop, especially under this 511-ish area, and of course below the close on Friday. So we're seeing this move downwards. We're also seeing moves down across multiple other things like Amazon, AMD, NVIDIA, Meta, stuff like that. So we're looking for some sort of movement downwards. And so that's what we kind of talked about in the Discord here. Nothing too crazy. Going to keep it simple and grab SPY. 510 puts off the open. 510.5 is a key level and looks like it will reject it. So whereas 510.5 right here did end up moving slightly higher, so more of this like almost 511 area. But that's okay. That's within expectations. So what happened? We got in, as you can see, there's the open at 90 cents, which was a decent entry. The low here was, I think, 85-ish cents on this first candle. And then we did see, a nice movement downwards. The high here, so this is an area that I do want to talk about. The high here was around $1.15. Now, this thing did sort of move up again, and so the low here was 78 cents. We did end up holding through this just because, let's say we take a 15% loss, that's around 75 or 76 cents from 90 cents. So it's still kind of within expectations or within what we were willing to risk. Even let's say if you wanted to risk 20%, okay, still within your risk levels. And I just felt that there was still some movement to be captured on this trade. Now, if you did put a stop loss on here and you ended up taking profits at like $1.05 or $1.10, $1.15, something like that, that would have been perfectly fine. You're still profitable at that point. But we held on, so you could have had, you could have gotten a better entry than us, but we held on, ended up selling right here for $1.40, as you can see right here. So this is 7 a.m. or 10 a.m. Eastern time, which is right. Well, I guess the initial move on this candle. So yeah, sold at $1.40 for 55% profits. Pretty good. The reason I sold here was just because of this level here, this 509.5. You did see some potential movement upwards. Now, it did end up moving lower basically right away after we sold, so kind of sucks. But the high here was $2.06 here. And why was this sort of the level that it stopped at? Ideally, we would have seen this 507, but if I zoom in here, right here, the 508.5, right? That's pretty significant. 508.5, that's significant. 508.5, 508.5, really significant. So that would have been probably the max if we had seen a movement upwards, and we did. So again, guys, SPY 510 puts from 90 cents to $1.40. Probably ideally we should have held on a little bit longer down to around here and sold at like $2, but it is what it is. And then as you can see, we did see this nice bounce off of the 508.5 area. So that would have been a nice trade if you had entered that. We didn't. We just took our one trade here. The other thing that I was talking about in the Discord is AMD. If you had gotten puts on AMD off the open, also would have worked. I'm just going to move this zoom thing. Would have been a fast move though. So if we look at AMD, even just the 1 minute chart, Your trade would have been the open and just basically selling a couple minutes later. And the trade would have been decent. So we were looking at kind of 200 puts. If you got off right at the open, let's say $4.50 roughly, maybe $5, and then a high of let's say 7 around here. So 50% profit roughly. But yeah, that's the trade that we did, guys. Again, everything is alerted live in our Discord, as you can see. If you want to hit the pause button, so we alert everything live as always with entries, exits, all that stuff, so you can copy the same trades that we do. So like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video.